It's been a while since we've gone out there and made an entire fluff piece of commentary. Because today, I wanted to talk about magic. No, we are not talking about David Blaine or Chris Angel. We're talking about the kind of magic that truly gets you off your feet. Not that Chris Angel Mindfree can't literally get you off of your feet. Okay, that's besides the point. You know that magic that you feel? That awe-inspiring wonder that life can sometimes dig out of in the corners of your brain. I'm talking about Disney magic. The magic that makes you tear up when you see an incredible story of triumph after an emotional setback, the rinse and repeat formula that we see in all these movies that we love from our childhoods. And I wanted to relate that magic to the Montreal Canadiens. Because, man oh man, is this team magical this year. And that can be seen as somewhat of a hyperbolic thing to say about a sports team, but if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan and you've been watching this team this year, you know exactly what I mean. The Montreal Canadiens, say what you want about them building something special, say what you want about how this is year X, Y, Z of the rebuild and Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton are finally starting to yield results in the investments they made, the draft picks they acquired, the players they selected. All of these things are true. Obviously, the Canadiens are a better team than they were a few years ago. They're no longer drafting first overall. But with the players on the ice today, and with the hockey games that we have seen so far this season, how can you go out there and deny the magical, awe-inspiring, Disney-level hype and excitement that we are feeling out of this team? Back-to-back late-game comebacks and inevitable overtime victories. Obviously, that's storybook stuff. But the way these games are coming out and the way these games are being accomplished, I mean, who would have guessed yesterday's game? Lane Hutson making the save of the night. Sorry to Jakub Dobesh, he played fantastic. He made some amazing saves. But the save of the night was Lane Hutson, who stopped up an empty net point-blank chance by Jonathan Marchessault before immediately ripping a pass all the way up to Cole Caulfield, who comes in and scores with 20 seconds to go in regulation to tie the game up 2-2. You can't write that. If somebody made that into a movie, we'd criticize it because it's too cliche. But that's exactly what happened. It's storybook-like stuff out of these young Canadiens to tie the game up and send it to OT. And then the OT itself, Dobesh makes a 2-on-0 save. He tries to get involved in the play and get an assist. It doesn't work. And just as all hope is starting to fade away that the Canadiens can get this done in overtime instead of a shootout, Nick Suzuki, the captain, say what you want about whether or not he's actually performed well this season despite the points. He squeaks free and drives to the net, drawing all the attention to himself before setting up Cole Caulfield for a last-second overtime winner. Add to this the goal that Caulfield scored against the Kraken, which doesn't even seem that exciting anymore by comparison. That goal was also ridiculous. Tight angle, overtime play, and Caulfield roofs it. I mean, just the way the Canadiens are feeling right now. How we feel when we watch this team do the things that they do. It's absolutely spectacular. It's magical. This is the most inspired and, maybe I could say, giddy that I've felt about the Montreal Canadiens so far in this era. And I watched all the Canadiens playoff games as they went to the finals live here on YouTube. You can watch all the reactions that we had to the goals by Shea Weber and Arturi Lehkonen in overtime to send them to the finals, and Josh Anderson, Corey Perry, all of these important games and all these important goals. That was an amazing time in Canadiens history. They made the Cup final as the Western Conference champions in 2021. But none of those positive feelings compare to what the past few days have felt like. I don't know, are we just getting high on life here, folks? Are we getting high on the idea of what the Montreal Canadiens are building? 4 years ago, in 2021, it was like, well, they made the finals, but nobody really thought that they'd had a chance to beat Tampa, right? I mean, they made the finals because of the North Division structure. They played off against a collapsing Toronto Maple Leafs team in the first round. They beat Winnipeg by sweeping them because Mark Scheifele got suspended in that second round. Third round, they beat Vegas as they are finally starting to get fans back in the building. And in the fourth round, the finals, they got spanked. The core was old. Price, Weber, Petrie. I mean, nobody's really expecting this team to be able to run it back and make the finals again next year, but it was a really nice moment for them to get that far. But now there is hope not just for this season, but for the seasons after, and for what Lane Hutson is going to inevitably become in his prime in the National Hockey League. This is not a short-term thing. This is the beginning of a new era in Montreal Canadiens lore. I mean, I can rewatch a whole bunch of the hype playoff moments that we saw in 2021 and relive that excitement, but that excitement doesn't feel the same as it feels now. I don't know, are you feeling the magic? Because I certainly am. It's almost like the Montreal Canadiens are never going to lose a game ever again, which, of course, we recognize is not going to happen. They're bound to lose at some point. They're bound to have even bad games at some point. They're going to mess up. At some point, no team goes 82-0, no team goes 81-1, no team goes 80-2. The Montreal Canadiens are not going to play perfectly, and they haven't even played perfectly in the games that they won, but they have given us extreme reasons to get excited and to cheer and to get back onto our horse and just continue to believe, because nobody would have thought the Montreal Canadiens would have won yesterday's game against Nashville. Once Jonathan Marchessault had the puck in the neutral zone, I was like, yeah, that's over. The game is done. Regulation loss. You can't win them all. But then, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat is Lane Hutson and Cole Caulfield. What an amazing showcase of talent. And the Montreal Canadiens, they just keep finding ways to impress us. This is a magical season, my friends. And I'm all here for it heading into the next few years. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you didn't, the dislike button is down there for you as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the magic of Montreal this season. And how are you feeling about everything we have seen so far? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on. And bye.